Hey there, welcome back to the show just after 10:05 this Friday morning. And in preparation for the show, I suppose I've been trying to figure out why everyone in this radio station is so fascinated by the UAE SWAT challenge. It feels sort of almost unreasonable how much we enjoy it. And I think it's because we've had it on the TV for the last 3 years. And you keep an eye on it and you see what's going on. And it's genuinely quite exciting to watch what these elite police officers get up to in this competition. And what's great is that the police officers have obviously realised that they've got something good on their hands, because now it's not just being shown on the TV. You can actually now get tickets to go over the weekend, for example. And in fact, producer Jen has already got tickets. She's going to be going on Sunday. And the gist of the event is that it brings together SWAT teams from around the world for an opportunity to sort of showcase their skills. They're put through various events, there's 5, and they're designed to demonstrate operational excellence. And as far as I can tell, endurance, grit. They look really difficult. When you watch it on the telly, it's really difficult. There's things like assault, officer rescue, which I've been describing as colleague rescue this morning. There's hostage rescue, and there is this epic obstacle course as well. And while I imagine many of them are fighting for pride, there is also a decent prize fund of over $250,000. Okay, so needless to say, we got very into it and we're like, right, we need to speak to the guys who are organising this. And I'm really thrilled to say that we succeeded. Producer Jen specifically succeeded in getting people to join us. And I have 2 UAE SWAT Challenge spokespeople in the studio with me now. I've got Major Dr. Abdullah Al-Sheikh and I got Lieutenant Mohammed Al-Hashmi. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me in the studio. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, Major Dr. Abdullah, I know that you are sort of one of the organisers, whereas Lieutenant Mohammed is one of the participants as well as one of the organisers. So I'm going to start with you, Major Dr. Abdullah, to ask you about the fundamentals. Okay, let's start with how many teams are coming to compete this year?
For the first time, this is the 5th edition, we have 87 teams successfully registered to participate in this year's SWAT Challenge from over 48, representing 48 countries from around the globe. From all the continents, we've got people coming from Asia, Far East, everywhere around the globe. South America, they're all here. That
is huge. Now, I've never heard of a SWAT Challenge before. Are they a commonplace occurrence?
Well, there are several SWAT challenges around the globe, but this is the biggest, given the number of participants, representatives from different countries. It's basically the Olympics of SWAT teams challenges.
Now, obviously, it's hugely fun to watch, and it is a sort of physical exercise in many ways. But if you've got teams coming from 87 teams, over 40 countries. You guys are all going to get together in the evenings and talk and share best practice and things like that, just inadvertently in many ways. So it must be a great way to make contacts across the world.
Definitely. This is the international platform and the opportunity for all the SWAT challenges to meet, share experiences and show their readiness in terms of their tactical capabilities, whatever weapons they use, how do they work in extraditing hostages, etc., etc. That's what my colleague Mohammed hopefully will take you through today.
Yeah, Mohammed, this is definitely the chance for me to get you into this conversation. Talk me through the challenges that you face, because you're part of the team. You're actually out there participating, aren't you? Fantastic. Yeah, so what are the challenges?
So basically it's a 5 days challenges, and we start with the tactical event challenge, and then we have the assault challenge and the officer rescue challenge, the high tower challenge, which I see it as an exciting challenge. Okay, and last but not least, the obstacle crossing challenge. Each challenge has its own like I want to say, each challenge is more challenging than the other, you know.
So it gets harder and harder, does it, as the week goes on?
We cannot say harder and harder. We can say that its own tactic.
Yeah.
Each challenge is different, basically. So, for example, we have the high tower challenge. It's the challenge that the officers they shoot the sniper guy shoots from up the tower, and they do the rappelling from up the tower, and they run to the target. And we have one of the exciting challenges is the obstacle crossing, which is like it needs some mental power and physical power as well.
Is that a team one? So are you allowed to help somebody up the sort of rope, or do you have to do it totally individually, that obstacle course?
It depends on the time, but we can do it both actually. But of course, teamwork's better.
Yeah.
One hand doesn't clap.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And so tell me about do these challenges closely sort of illustrate the types of skills that you would use normally?
Of course it is, because basically each challenge has its own tactic. For example, as I told you, the rappelling, there is a specific type of rappelling that you need to do it in order to climb or jump out of the tower. So basically, and the good thing that it's not about just a challenge. It's about knowledge transfer. It's about learning skills. For example, let's say that the teams that came from Latin America has some different skills, whether it was in shooting, on the rope itself, and the type of guns and everything. So it's a benefit for us. It's not just a challenge. It's a benefit for all the teams, by the way, that they gather all in one place, that they gather in one place in order to help each other. And they learn from skills.
It does sound fantastic. It is a great watch, I have to say. Specifically, I'm trying to remember the ones that I've watched on the television. I think the shooting one is less exciting to watch because, it doesn't necessarily translate on screen. Mm-hmm. It's the ones when you're moving a lot. Those are the ones that look really, really tricky. Yeah. And the hostage one I find really fascinating. So who plays the hostage in that situation? It's just a random person, or is it one of the officers?
No, it's one of the officers, of course. It's not. It's like one of the team members.
Okay.
And they usually do it with the sniper guy.
Okay, so you don't want to hurt him, do you? Because he needs to have his directional skills. And so as far as the sort of daily training that you guys do, because while this is the fun bit of it, realistically, the SWAT teams are the guys that get sent in when something goes wrong, when something's a very serious situation. Do you train specially for the challenge, or is it basically just a way of showcasing the skills you already have?
Well, the good thing that we can say it's both, actually.
Okay, brilliant. And how important is it that the UAE wins?
Well, it's in parallel with everyone else. We're excited to compete with the world elite teams. Basically, being honest, seeing the capabilities that have arrived to Dubai and seeing them on the ground training, it looks very challenging for all the teams to be part of the winning or to be standing on the winning stadium.
Right, we are in the middle of discussing the awesome SWAT Challenge, which is coming to the UAE again. It is the UAE SWAT Challenge. It's been running for a few years now. And of course, if you wanted to go and watch it, you can. It's held up near the Sevens. It runs from the 3rd until the 7th of February. We're finding out a little bit more about what you can expect to see if you head down there at the moment with Major Dr. Abdullah Al Sheikh and Lieutenant Mohammed Al Hashmi. They are both organisers of the event. And I've got so many questions to ask you. First of all, so you mentioned there's 87 teams competing, Major Dr. Abdullah. Are there any female teams?
We're happy to announce that we have 5 female teams this year, full women teams. One is from Chile, one is from Thailand, and from the UAE we have few ones. And who else do we have? Belarus.
Yeah,
they have
Belarus.
As well a full all-women team. So 5 all-women team competing with men.
And is it the same course, the same
Definitely.
challenges?
Same challenge, same everything. And I should say that they're doing very well.
That is amazing because, of course, a lot of it involves upper body strength, for example, that, maybe, am I going to get into trouble now? That maybe women aren't as good.
You need to make an all-women team and join us.
Oh, my goodness. Brandy and I were talking about that this morning. And I was like, no, I'm happy to be the hostage as long as I don't have to do anything. And so how many people are there in each team?
About 8 team members.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, Lieutenant Mohammed, you are in one of the UAE teams.
Yes.
How many UAE teams are competing?
We have teams from all around the Emirates almost.
Yeah, of course, because you have different
Emirates. So
Yeah.
It's like different states. So we have the Dubai Police teams. We have more than Dubai Police team. We have more than Dubai Police team. For example, in Dubai Police, we have 3 teams, A, B, and C. We have the Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi have more than 1 team as well, and the Ministry of Interior. So,
they've got one as well.
Yeah.
So then, I can only imagine how fierce the competition is. Do you what skills do you have to be in SWAT? Because although the competition is fun, ultimately we need to go back to the fact that these skills that you've learned are what helps keep a country safe, and so what type of skills do you have to be in a SWAT team?
Well, first of all, we need to have a good stamina. You need to be an athlete, okay? You need to be able to run for long distances without feeling tired, okay.
With a pack. I
yeah,
remember everyone says that if you want to be in the army, you just have to be able to run with a big pack. And of course, you're police.
With the bag or even with the body armor as well. All right. And you need to have more skills like shooting skills and different types of rifles or guns. Or even, for example, the sniper or different types of rifles and pistols.
So within each team, do you have a sort of speciality or are you all-rounders?
Actually, we need to, in one team, we need to have like, first of all, the general, we need, there are some general specializations, but in each team, like for example, you need to have like 2 guys from the sniper that can shoot, that can shoot accurately on snipers, okay? And you need to have guys that are accurate, that have accurate skills and also the rappelling and the shooting and carrying the hostage itself.
Oh, so you need one guy who's just really like good at carrying stuff.
Exactly.
For long distances. Let's talk about the prize money because it is not a small prize pot, is it?
It's almost double this year.
Yeah.
Goodness me. And so it's $260,000.
Yep.
And how does that break down? Like, how do you, who wins and when?
First of all, about the prices, the good thing about the 5th edition of the UAE SWAT Challenge that they have increased the price from $170,000 up to $260,000. It's a great thing.
It's good money.
And yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm in.
And the second great thing is they used to give the prizes for the first 3 teams in rank only, but in this year's edition they have increased. Up to 10 years. The first 10 teams in rank, they do get the prizes actually, and also this is the overall prize, and there is a daily prize for each team. So there is an overall prize and a daily prize for each team.
This is very good news for those competing. And I have to say that there is obviously going to be a lot for people to see if they want to come down and watch it in person. And what's so interesting is that Dubai Police is using it as a really clever lever in order to raise awareness in other sections, isn't it?
And definitely for the youngsters.
Yeah.
We've got our e-tournament that gives the opportunity for 40 players from 8 teams to participate in the Valorant game, obviously.
Yes, well known, sadly, in my household as well, also well known.
And the Counter-Strike. So we've got our e-tournament that's running around the side, and it also has its own prize money, about $15,000.
That's brilliant. And I know that one of the major in fact, we're going to be talking about it a little bit later on the show. Obviously, one of the major issues when you have children playing online is that they need to be careful about who they're talking to, who they're communicating with. And I understand that the Dubai Police is using the SWAT Challenge as a platform for raising awareness for that type of problem as well.
Definitely. We use such platforms to raise awareness for the public, and we've used this challenge for the youngsters to come and participate in the e-tournament to raise awareness of what to do and what to avoid while playing those electronic games. Definitely of what to share with those people they meet online, whether or not to do online transaction or not, what for bank details to share or not. So all this is a very good opportunity to raise awareness for those youngsters joining us.
So we watched these guys like basically do really scary, really dangerous stuff. But as the members of the public, we're learning how to stay safer ultimately. Okay, so if you can't come down to the event, although I'm basically going to be there every day with the children as far as I can tell, but can you watch it online as well?
Yep, tune in from tonight, 6 p.m, watch the raffle and stay with us for the next exciting 5 days. Watch everything live, but we definitely want to see everyone with us on ground. It's free.
It is free, yeah, and that is fantastic. I've just been looking online as to where you can get tickets. Basically, if you just look up UAE SWAT Challenge, there's about...
Easily on Platinum List.
It's on Platinum List, yeah, I can see it.
And even Virgin Mega Stores.
Yeah, I just saw it on the Virgin Mega Store as well. It's brilliant. And will you be participating with the public? Because the children will absolutely be thrilled to meet anybody from a UAE SWAT team. Do you go out amongst the crowds and sign autographs? Are you allowed to sign autographs? Or was your identity secret?
Well,
there is a huge tent, I must say, that puts everyone together, crowd and teams. We know that lots of residents here would want to see the people who represent their countries. You'd see people waving on flags, cheering for their countries. It's exciting. It's basically like a World Cup or the Olympics vibe over there.
Amazing. Guys, I'm so grateful to you for coming in to talk to us. Thank you very much indeed. You've got a lot of people on the ground at the moment, and so it's really good of you to take out the time to come and talk on the radio. So you have been listening to the voice of Major Dr. Abdullah Al Sheikh, Lieutenant Mohammed Abdul Roof Al Hashmi, who is going to be competing and doesn't look tired at all yet, which is good. But maybe you come back in on Wednesday or Thursday and we'll see you then.
You'll see a whole different face.
A whole different vibe. But gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
It's
Thank
been
you so much.
Oh,
See
it's
you
been
there.
yeah, you will. It's been such a pleasure chatting to you guys. And yeah, if you want any more details, do get in touch. Someone's just come through saying, can anyone visit the SWAT Challenge? Are there tickets to be booked?
Definitely, it's free for all.
Brilliant. Amazing stuff. Right. Coming up next, you've got Serena Kelly standing by with your news headlines. And then we're going to turn our attention to the sports news. My goodness me, there's a huge amount to talk about there. Not least what Lewis Hamilton's getting up to.
By 103.8.
Join the conversation.